What's up, everybody, and welcome to Now Available, the internet's only streaming service podcast. I am one of your hosts, Adam Howard, and with me, as always, is Ricky Ettinger.
Hey man, is this the only streaming service podcast?
Yeah,
There's no other one. I
no, I don't think so.
All right, cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, we're the only one in our field.
Only one out there
Every,
in the court.
yeah, everybody else worried about all the movie theaters and stuff. We're out here for the streaming services that you can watch for free if you pay for them.
See, we knew it was gonna happen. We knew the movie theaters were gonna shut down forever, and we simply said we can't. We can't do it. We need to plan for
Speak,
the future.
Speaking of which, did you see that Regal's closed for until further notice right now because they pushed the release date for James Bond movies or the James Bond movie, and they're like, there's nothing coming out in 2020. We're just gonna close.
No shit. No, I saw that they were talking or that it was closing, but I thought it was just like New York, like the ones that were open in New York were shutting down.
I don't think any of I don't. I still think there's none that opened in New York.
I don't know where I'm getting that information from. Then I think I'm just making it up.
You're you and your wishful thinking.
Yeah, in my head it's the one in New York, like not our area, but like
Somewhere.
yeah, somewhere in the state it's open.
Yeah, we just gotta do what we talked about last week and take a road trip down to Pennsylvania to go
To
see a movie.
Pennsylvania. Oh my god. Or I just need to
Dude,
buy that movie theater, the one
in
that's for
Dansville,
sale.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can open my own. It's just for me.
It's just for you. Ricky's.
Yeah, on the marquee it just says closed, but then it's just me in there watching the same movie over and over. So when did James Bond get pushed till?
It got pushed till sometime in 2021, I believe. I don't have an exact date for you. But I
Damn,
saw that. That wasn't even like the most exciting news story I saw, but that I was thinking about and I'm like, yeah, there is that.
that sucks,
I
dude.
definitely think we should go to Pennsylvania and go see Empire Strikes Back on the big screen.
Empire Strikes Back. I don't know
I
if
don't know what other movies they offer, but
I don't remember if that was one that I saw because there was like a re-release of some of the old Star Wars movies, like when I was a little kid, and I remember going to see one of them, but I don't remember which one it was.
oh yeah, was it when they when they released the special editions?
It might have. I was like, I remember being very very little, and going and seeing it in. So, Batavia used to have two movie theaters. Um, there was the one that was in the mall, which was like whatever, and then there was one on Main Street, which was like really nice. It was kind of like that Dansville one.
Mm,
I mean, it didn't have the balcony, but it had like that old feeling to like
old-timey thing.
yeah. And I saw it there. I remember.
Mm.
I also saw Wild Wild West there like 5 times.
That
And
is the most Ricky thing in the world.
I saw it so many fucking times. That was yeah, that was like the movie I saw the most in theaters, I think. Um I also saw Pokemon there. I can't remember
Which one?
I say it was the first one because you got like a Mew card. It
Oh,
was like all purple and shit.
I know something I was thinking about the other day. You know how everybody was like so upset like a few years ago about pay to win and everything like that?
Hmm.
That's what all the trading card games were. They were pay to win.
Oh my
If you
god,
really think
yeah,
about it,
that's
you're
the
like
original pay to win.
you're buying all these cards with hopes that you're gonna get a good card and maybe you don't. Maybe you just get crap.
Yeah, dude, you're totally right. That's why when I was younger, I used to steal everything. Fuck that. I didn't have money to buy it. Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards for sure. That was my.
I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I never played Yu-Gi-Oh because I didn't understand it whatsoever.
Oh, dude, it was the best. So there was also a Toys R Us in Batavia.
Oh, there was? I
Uh
didn't even know that was a thing in Batavia.
huh. So there was a Toys R Us, and on Saturdays, I think, they used to have like a small like Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Um, So people would just show up and like play all day long. Uh,
Hmm.
that was the shit.
There's actually down the road for me, like half an hour or so, there's this mall that has like a board game store in it that right now the part's closed, but they have like a place where you can go and like play different sorts of games and stuff like that.
What
Like
mall is it?
it's Arnott Mall.
Oh,
It's near Big Flats or Elmira.
oh shit, I don't know where that is. I've never been
Yeah.
to that mall, but there was a board game store in the Eastern Hills Mall in Buffalo, and it was like the same
Mhm.
thing. Like people would go every time I'd walk by there. There'd be people in there playing either like D&D or Magic. Magic was a big one.
Yeah, that's usually what like, because they have something like that in Henrietta too, Millennium Games, which I'd always go in just because on occasion they had some good comic books.
That one sounds more familiar. I might have been there before.
hmm Yeah.
Hell yeah.
hmm Well, there's also another bit of news that like I wanted to talk to you about that happened. So there was some interesting Spider-Man news that came out. Jamie Foxx is going to get a second chance at playing Electro in Spider-Man 3, but he won't be blue this time, he says.
He won't be blue.
That's what he said.
Um. So I saw that headline. I think that's really cool. I like this idea of giving everybody another shot. You know what I mean?
hmm
Um. Because so if he's not gonna be blue, he could still be Electro, but he could be like I don't know, like the different universes version of it, or whatever. He could just play the
Right.
character totally different if he wants to.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I saw people talking about a little bit is it could be an Into the Spider-Verse sort of live action thing going on with having both like the Marvel Cinematic Universe version and then the Amazing Spider-Man version,
Hmm.
and then kind of like having some sort of crossover thing there. Which honestly, I'm not too excited to see Electro again because we've already had Electro and there's so many other villains I'd rather see on screen. Like originally I thought with the way they ended Far From Home where his identity is revealed, I
Hmm.
was like, okay, here comes Craven. This is gonna be the perfect movie to set up Craven.
Yeah,
And like even you could even get Chameleon in there considering it's his brother and they both try to compete to catch Spider-Man or something weird like that.
that'd be fucking cool. That'd be
But I
really cool.
guess yeah. But I guess they're doing this Electro thing and I mean if they're going to do like an Into the Spider-Verse thing that'd be cool. But we still have no idea what's going on with Morbius. Because we see Michael Keaton in Morbius. It's like what? And then there's
Oh
Venom 2,
yeah.
Here Comes the Carnage or whatever, some title it has, something
here
like that.
here comes the carnage.
It's it oh no, it's Venom 2 Maximum Carnage or something like that. Hang on, I gotta look it up now. Venom 2.
I think it is maximum carnage.
Let There Be
Oh,
Carnage.
let there. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah, so that's a film that's happening in 2021, directed by the one and only Andy Serkis.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
I have no idea.
All right, that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Andy Serkis. I think it's his directorial debut,
It's got to be.
possibly.
He's only ever like acting as animals, right? That's like his whole thing.
I mean, he was Claw.
Is that like his only? No, that's not his only live action thing.
No. He's been in other stuff. I'm trying to look at his Wikipedia now.
Well, that's
He was
actually really cool.
Snoke, but
Yeah, give him a shot.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Director.
I'm
I
really
think that
interested
this.
in that new in the new Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man 3 because like it's been a little bit. We're assuming this is all part of Phase 4 or whatever, and
Right.
everything is so up in the air because like
Yeah,
this
they
whole
keep
year,
pushing everything, yeah.
yeah, like
Because
I
this is the first year in however many years that we haven't gotten an MCU movie.
yeah, it's been fucking crazy because they also have it like they have Black Widow. They could just put it out,
Right, yeah, but they keep
but
pushing it.
I mean they're not gonna make any money.
I
Um,
mean, apparently Mulan made some good money. I don't know what kind of money, but
oh
that's what at least I thought I heard.
yeah,
Um,
I thought Bill and Ted made money too.
That I don't know about. Because I saw something about there not being another sequel for Bill and Ted, but I have no idea what's
Yeah,
going on with that.
I mean, it took them fucking 20 years to make this last one.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. Um,
Yeah, because there's so much we don't know. Because there's supposed to be the Eternals coming out. That was supposed to come out this year too, and that's been pushed. There's Thor: Love and Thunder. Um,
yeah,
and some other stuff
how
too.
does that all shake out? Because like Chadwick Boseman too, so like
Yeah,
he passed
yeah,
away.
that's
So now, what are their plans for whatever was going to happen in Black Panther 2? You got to imagine
yeah,
that's totally scrapped, and they got to start over.
right. Yeah, I don't. It's so tough to say what will happen with that
Mm.
because there's so many variables and things happening. Like, Spider-Man 3 is supposed to start filming like I thought it was next month or in a couple months or something like that, which is kind of crazy to think about that that's supposed to start filming soon. And Eternals, I think, is wrapped. Black Widow's obviously in a can,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing else we know because Thor, I don't think's recorded anything we don't, or at least we don't know of. Guardians 3 is still on the shelf right now because James Gunn's finishing up Suicide Squad. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's up in the air on like so much stuff that we just don't know. Because they recently just pushed everything back too.
you gotta think too. Like they keep pushing these movies back, or like shifting the dates on them, whatever, whatever. What if it just never ends? Like they can never open up movie theaters again. Are those movies that got pushed so far back even going to be a thing? Like that, I'm assuming
Right.
that they have Love and Thunder. Like the script is written, obviously everyone's cast already, and they
Hmm.
haven't started anything. Would they just be like, well, we're not going to do it because we can't sell it necessarily?
No, they'll find a way, even if it is like doing something lower budget to make it to the home market. Because one thing that I forgot about until you were just talking is we still have uh, um, Scarlet Witch and Vision coming to Disney Plus. I don't know if it's this year or next year, as well as The Winter Soldier and Falcon too. So there's two
Oh yeah.
series coming out. So if theaters like go by the wayside, which I don't think because of those big blockbusters and how much they make, I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it really is up in the air because they can release stuff at home and do it on a lower budget and probably make just as much money or more because we've
Yeah.
seen with Star Wars they can do that. They're trying to do it with Marvel already, so it could happen. It just depends on kind of what their game plan is and how soon they can actually get them out.
Yeah, that'd be cool if. Well, it wouldn't be cool, but it would at the same time if they were like, okay, movie theaters aren't a thing. We can't do movie theaters anymore, and making these $100 million movies isn't really working. But we can make a TV show for 10 million, and we could stretch it out for 2 months, 3 months, whatever. Do it week by
Right.
week. That would be kind of interesting to do it that way.
Yeah, because that way Disney's insured to get the money from the viewers,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the subscribers and whatnot. So they would be making money that way. It's just, is it worth it to them to try and go that way and focus on the streaming service instead of um the theatrical audience where they're making billions of dollars?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, man, it's something else. I was like thinking about like the beginning of the year. I had all these great plans for shit I wanted to do this year, and like one of the things I wanted to do for sure this year was go to the Salem Horror Fest, which is in Massachusetts,
Oh,
and
okay.
um, and I was like so hyped about it. That was one of the things I wanted to do it last year, didn't get to go, so I was like for sure I'm going this year. And like I can still go to Salem, but like the movie thing is all online now.
Right, yeah.
It's like, man, everything is just. It's been wild how everything
It's
has just been fucking
crazy for sure.
switched. I keep getting this beeping noise. What the fuck is
Your computer's gonna explode.
that? Yeah, it's letting me know that it's about to self destruct.
Yeah. So, On a brighter note, let's talk about something positive in the movie Labyrinth.
Let's
Our
talk about.
movie we turned to Amazon Prime for our Halloween spooktacular, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah, Halloween spooktacular.
For October. Yeah, so we watched Labyrinth this week. To give you a couple facts, it was released June 27th in 1986, directed by Jim Henson. It starred David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. It had a budget of $25 million, as well as a U.S. box office of 12.9 million. So it
What?
didn't, yeah, it didn't really make much money in the U.S. I don't know about overseas. I didn't see that number. And the movie had a runtime of 101 minutes. So Ricky, what did you think about Labyrinth?
Oh boy. Uh, all right. So my history with this movie, I remember watching it when I was like a little kid. Um, it's Jim Henson, it's the Muppets, it's all these
David
fantastical.
Bowie.
Yeah, it's David Bowie. It's all these fantastical creatures. Um, I remember, and the same thing happened when I watched it this time. The beginning of it always creeps me the fuck out. Like, the first couple times you see, the characters or like,
The goblins.
yeah,
It's the freaking coolest thing in the world.
their design, like, it's awesome. They're all really like well done. For whatever reason, just like doesn't.
Gives you the chills.
Yeah.
I love that shot where they show them just sitting and waiting.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is probably one of the coolest shots in the movie.
Oh my god. So that used to freak me out. Um, I think David Bowie does a great job. I mean, watching it now, I kind of like. I'm watching it to pay attention, where before I was
Right.
watching it to like.
For fun.
Yeah, to like see the spectacle of it. Um. So, so when I'm watching it now, like the music, the songs don't make any fucking sense. Right? So the very first song is the voodoo one.
Is that the first song?
Yeah, the Babe with the Power.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what voodoo? What? There's no voodoo in the movie, right? It's like it's just like
I
regular
mean, there's
ass magic.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what's the difference between voodoo magic and regular magic? We don't
Well,
know.
I think
Well,
we would,
he's a dark goblin or something like that, so it could be his voodoo magic.
I just
Don't
always
know.
just like whenever I hear voodoo, I picture that with like New Orleans and like
Yeah, the witch
skeletons
doctors
and witch doctors, yeah, and them like pricking a fucking the doll or whatever.
yeah, the voodoo doll.
Okay, so that doesn't happen at all. She doesn't have that power. She's just like a theater major or something. Uh,
Well,
whatever.
maybe. If he gets to keep the baby, does the baby give him the voodoo power? Is that where that comes from? Because he's the babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo.
So, yeah, she asked for him to take the baby away because the baby's
Mhm.
annoying. Okay, I get that. What is his plans for the baby?
That is a great question that I don't know. I can't talk while I'm getting mauled. Yeah, I don't really know what his plan for the baby was. I think just evilness.
Yeah, it's not like he's gonna eat it or like he's gonna sacrifice it or something. Like, I don't know if I missed what his plan, if his plan's
Yeah.
ever revealed, or is he gonna like raise it to be the next Goblin
Well,
King?
wasn't it? I don't remember. Hang on. Why does
Yeah, look it up. I didn't look it up.
Jareth steal the baby?
I thought it was just because she asked him to take it,
That's what I thought too. Uh,
but his intent is never revealed.
yeah. I don't see any sort of motivation for that sort of thing, as I'm getting clawed to death still.
That's just like.
That's what's up.
So, yeah, okay, so moving forward in the movie, I really like. I like that like optical illusion thing that they do. They do it a couple times, like with the wall, where he's like Hoggle is like, oh, or not Hoggle, the little worm is like,
Oh, where they
oh,
walk through it? Yeah.
yeah, he's like, oh, it's over
Cool
there.
illusion.
Yeah, so that illusion's really fucking cool. I love that. And then they do it again later with it's like a bunch of rocks, but it looks like a face. And then when the camera spins, like you can see that it's like layered up.
Right, yeah.
Uh, but the one, oh my god, dude, the one part that absolutely freaked me out the most, and I completely forgot about it. My mind had erased it, and I didn't think about it until I saw it again. She, she's talking to those two dumbasses on the doors.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, four.
the four of them, and oh, he's lying, yada yada yada, whatever. Okay, I solved your stupid riddle. Opens up that door, takes 2 steps in, and is like, I figured it out. Falls down that trap door. All those hands, all those fucking like tree looking hands are grabbing her and like pulling her around, and then they make the faces.
Right.
Oh my god, dude. It freaks me out so bad. Like,
It's terrifying.
something about just like all of those hands. Like,
It's unsettling. Because it almost seems like a bunch of zombie arms in the
dude, I don't
pit.
know. Cause I, I just couldn't imagine like the idea of like, first of all, I'm falling down a tunnel and it's all black, and the only thing that's stopping, like that's grabbing me, are other people's hands. Like, I don't know, something about it freaked me the
Yeah,
hell out.
it's creepy. It definitely is creepy, for
Um,
sure.
so what'd you think? What was the part
I
that freaked you out?
so those were that's one of the parts like that I'm like this movie is slightly terrifying.
Hmm.
Another part that I find like really cool but also slightly terrifying is the women with like the giant packs on their backs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
where they're in the junkyard place.
Hmm.
That that spot's pretty cool.
So that reminded me of like Yoda. Like, they look like Yoda.
That's true. That's true. I can see that. I didn't draw that conclusion looking at it, but I can
Hmm.
see how you see that. Yeah.
Like, just their like face design is like very, like lined like Yoda was. Also,
Hmm.
does isn't George Lucas attached to the movie? He has
Yes. I
something to
think
do
he's a
with it, right?
producer. Yeah. Because
So I
Jim
wonder.
Henson directed. I
Uh-huh.
think he produced it
So I
or
wonder if
executive
he
produced it or
had
something.
some sort of say. Jim Henson.
Might
I'm
be.
assuming is making all the character designs. I wonder if he was like, "Hey, what can I do for this character?" Like, they work together on all of them or something.
Right. Yeah, that could be. I am not sure. Yeah, but yeah. So, what did you think of David Bowie in this movie?
Um, Looking at it now, I don't mind him. Uh, he his whole motivation is weird. I don't know what it is.
That he wants the baby.
Yeah, he just wants the baby, but for what? I don't know what he's gonna do with it. I don't know if I don't know if I missed it or whatever. Um, and I feel like,
Hang on a second. Paige, are you in a class? Oh, never mind then. Wait, you're done? Almost done. Because me and Ricky had a question for you.
oh yeah, she's a resident expert. She has to know.
So we have the resident labyrinth expert coming in. So we wanted to know, did we miss why Jareth took the baby? Like, what is he gonna do with the baby?
It doesn't actually say what he's gonna do with the baby. It's just the fact that she wants the baby gone, and he's kind of like the childish wish inside of her. Almost.
The evil genie sort of thing.
Yeah, type of a thing. It doesn't really say what he's gonna do with the baby. He just wants the baby because he's infatuated with it. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Creepy, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's why it's a Halloween movie.
No, Ricky already said the parts he's afraid of in the movie.
Oh no.
He,
Oh no.
so he's afraid of the beginning shot where they cut. She's in the room and they cut to all the goblins just sitting there waiting.
That's the greatest part of the movie. What are you talking about, Ricky?
It's an amazing part, as well as the hand parts, which I agree with. It's kind of creepy.
I love that part.
What's wrong with her?
Ricky asked what's wrong with you.
Well, Ricky, Adam would be able to tell you that better than I would.
Apparently, I would know better, but I
All right, jury's still out on that one too.
Okay. Yeah. So. Oh man.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. So he
But
just steals the baby because she wants the baby gone.
all right.
Gone, baby, gone.
Yeah, Gone Baby Gone.
That's a good movie.
Is that Ben Affleck?
He directed it. It stars Casey Affleck.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that one is good. But back to that guy, David Bowie. I don't mind him. I think he's just fine.
What do you think of his costuming?
I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. I mean, it feels very to the time. Like I feel like that's kind of what he was wearing anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like it looks a little reminiscent to something else.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it looked like anything else.
I mean, it kind of looks like it was designed by somebody else or somebody else that designs costumes. Just give me 2 seconds. Is it doing it? I don't know if it's doing the thing for me or not.
It's not up yet.
Like, this is what like. I have to imagine these were made by the same costume designer. Like you have to imagine, don't you? like they're the so I listened to the kind of funny guys do a podcast right now. They're reviewing all the Batman movies, and like I was listening to that, and I'm like, I went back and watched some of the scenes, and I'm like, oh my god, the costume designer has to be the same person on it, because it's like just so. Why are they so pronounced?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
So when I was like, obviously when I was a little kid, you never would have noticed that. Like you just completely gloss over that. But when I was watching it this time, I was like, I would catch myself like, oh wow, his pants are really like thin. Like they're pretty fucking see through, or like his shit is fully out. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
it's
maybe that was like his request. Maybe he was like, yeah, I'll be in your stupid movie, Jim Henson, with all your dumbass puppets, but I get to show off my dick. Or like, maybe. Like, that's a kid's movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if there's an answer online.
Who designed the costumes.com.
Things about Labyrinth you only notice as an adult. Jareth is ... packing.
Jareth is ...
packing.
Yeah, so I never would have noticed that as a kid. I think that what I did notice was more like that he was wearing makeup.
Well, everything like it's so weird because like everything he does like seems like it has some sort of like implication to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like really weird.
The whole movie is really weird. All right, so who's your favorite character in the movie?
So I wrote down a list of characters that I think we should probably talk about.
Okay.
Because there's Jareth, there's the other, or there's what's her name, Jennifer Connelly.
How the fuck did I forget her name?
I don't remember the character's name.
I don't remember it either.
Paige, what's the name of the main character in Labyrinth? The girl.
It's something dumb. It's Elizabeth or something.
Is it Sarah? Sarah.
It's Sarah?
Yeah.
This is why we talk about old-ass movies or movies that no one's going to watch. You know what I mean?
It seems like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and we have the liberty to fuck it all up, and there's nothing at stake. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, because this one is a beloved cult classic film where
That,
we're like hubbada 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 hubbada. But so did you watch this on Amazon Prime?
yeah.
Did you watch the 4K version or the normal version?
I watched the normal version, I think.
Because they have the 4K version on Amazon Prime, which we started watching first, and then we're like, oh my God, this port is terrible.
Really?
The 4K version on Amazon Prime sucks. It's so bad and like pixelated and like the coloring's all off.
Oh
The
shit!
HD
Really?
version looks better.
Oh yeah. So I
Like
must have watched the. I
the normal
remember.
version.
Yeah, I must have watched the normal version because mine was totally fine.
Yeah, we started watching that and then we switched over to the other one because I'm like, I can't handle this.
Oh shit! Was that bad?
It's so bad. It's like the worst 4K like restoration I've seen.
That's fucking
It's
weird.
really bad. When you get a chance, go and check it out. Like
Yeah, I'm
just the
definitely
first
gonna
like
check it
couple
out.
minutes. Um, yeah. So let's get back to the movie. I feel like this episode we're all over the damn place. Just all over. How's it almost 5 o'clock already? Holy crap.
It really is. We're just talking about
Um,
movies. We're just having fun out here.
yeah, that's true. So so I wrote down some of the main like side characters' names. There's Hoggle, Ludo, Didymus and his dog, the worm, Junk Lady, and then goblins in the beginning, which we got to the Junk Lady and the goblins in the beginning.
Hmm.
Um, so do you have any thoughts on any of the side characters?
Yeah, I could come up with some for everybody. Um, Hoggle, that big ass. He's got a big ass head, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sucks. He's just a shitty dude. Like, he poisons her. He sets her back. He doesn't want to help her in the beginning, and then he's all like, "Oh, she's never gonna forgive me, whatever." She gives him a second chance to like, hey, now you can help us or whatever. Now you can be our friend. But she goes out of her way to do all that shit. Like that dude sucks. Uh,
But he saves the day. He saves them from the giant killer robot.
oh, I did like that part because when they take off the head of it, and it's just like this
It's this
tiny
little
little.
tiny thing. Yeah, that's
Uh,
hysterical.
So I like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. He still sucks though. Ludo. He looks like a tauntaun. Is that what the? Or
Yeah.
what's the Wampa thing that
The
Luke?
Wampa?
Is that what it is?
The white thing? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. Not a tauntaun. Tauntaun is that two-legged thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he does kind of look like a combination of a Wampa and Chewbacca. Like he reminds me of Chewbacca slightly.
Yeah, and he's got like those rounded horns on the front of his
Mhm.
head. So George Lucas definitely had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Or they just kind of crossed collaborate and design and whatnot.
mhm.
Because Frank Oz did a lot with both Star Wars and the Muppets and Jim Henson Productions and stuff like that.
Okay. Um, he's fine. I don't really have any like. He's not my favorite,
Right, yeah.
and Hoggle's my least favorite. So he's in the middle.
Yeah.
But the star of the movie, the king of the movie,
I think we're both going to be in agreement with this.
it's that fucking Fox Didymus.
He's the greatest.
Dude, he's the best. He's got that dog. I like how they swapped the dog out too.
I was just about to say that too, yeah, when they swapped the dog out for a puppet
Uh-huh.
and a real dog.
I love that they do that. I don't know. It just looks so funny to me. But
It's great.
he's the best. At first he's like such an asshole, and he's like, "No one crossed this bridge without my permission." And I'm like, "So what if we just get your permission? Like, you can just say yeah, and we can cross, and we'll be good." And he's like,
Okay.
"All right, yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead." I really like his character.
Yeah. Yeah, he's honestly probably my favorite character in the movie. He's so good. And just so funny.
Yeah.
Especially with the dog like switching in and out and stuff like that. Let's for a second just talk about the bog of eternal stench.
Yeah.
And that Didymus is just chilling out there guarding a bridge. that nobody can cross.
It's like it's
Who,
just a fucking board too. It's like a 2x4.
like, why is he in the bog of eternal stench? Like, what do you think he did to deserve like
Oh,
doing that duty? Because do you
yeah.
think like he got banished and was like had to like do that, or do you think like that was just his lot in life, or he was kind of like an annoying person to like this like one guard group, and they just sent him out to the bog of eternal stench to just guard that bridge so they didn't annoy him anymore or something?
All right, here's what I think.
Okay,
Ah,
lay
you're
it on
going
me.
again every time.
Damn it!
Hang on.
Discord's still open. Oh,
Oh, you're
I
coming
see you.
back.
We're coming back. There we go.
Yeah, that's so funny. Every fucking time.
Every time. It's one of us. It's just one of us every single time.
All right, so here's what I think. Ready?
Okay.
That is not his normal job. Okay, he does something else. He's on the front lines. He's patrolling. He's doing something else.
Hmm.
I think that because he is the only character in the whole movie that's not gross to look at. Right? Like every other
That's true.
character is like Hoggle the fucking disgusting looking. All the other freak creatures are gross.
The head taker off for people.
Yeah, though yeah, the flame
That
guys.
that that is just such a bizarre scene where I'm like, what am I watching?
Uh-huh.
Because on top of them like taking their heads off and like throwing them all over the place and stuff like that, they're also on green screen.
I that must be like the first time they ever used a green screen. Right? It
Well,
seems so weirdly done.
well, in the original Star Wars stuff, they had green or like blue screens or different things like that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's definitely a weird one because they do a lot of like specific cuts through that where it just ends up looking like really weird and off.
When it shows
There's
them like jumping, they look so fucking weird. Because you're taking away obviously there's a guy underneath controlling their mouths, but now they can't. So how do you fix that?
right, yeah.
Um
It's just such a weird character. It almost feels like that portion in particular, I imagine feels like a drug trip.
yeah, that part that whole scene, that whole scene is so fucking weird. Uh oh, but back to my thing. Yeah, so besides those guys cuz those guys are like fluffy looking too. They're kind of like furry. Everyone else
Hmm.
is like got like a gross look to them.
Yeah, almost like a scaly thing or something like
Yeah.
that.
So I would
Or at least all the
imagine.
bad guys do.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, no, Hoggle's gross looking too.
Yeah.
So I would
But he
imagine
goes back and forth.
he goes back. Yeah, he's on both sides. I would imagine the guy that normally guards that bridge is like some kind of blob-free creature, right? Something that comes out of the bog. You know what I mean? Or something that lives underneath it.
Right. Yeah, some sort of like sea monster or something.
Yeah, something gross. Because
Hmm.
he also never mentions how bad it smells. Uh,
Right.
so
So do you
maybe,
think his sense of smell doesn't work then?
or he's used to it. Maybe
Or is
he,
he so?
like once a week this guy calls in. I gotta go cover his shift down at the bog. So him and the dog go down there and they hang out for the day. No one shows up. No one's crossing that bridge. Because
Hmm.
like when Ludo gets there, he just doesn't shut up about how bad it smells.
Right, yeah.
So you would assume that was like the first time he's ever been down there.
Is he like the substitute
Yeah,
guard person?
yeah. They're just like, hey, I gotta go fill in for so and so again.
Do you think Swamp Thing is the actual person that guards it? And that Swamp Thing's like, I'm sick of this place and Jareth. You can just watch over this gate for me.
It's Swamp Thing is there nights and weekends, and then it's Creature from Black Lagoon during the day.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
they take turns on their shift.
And they both have off Friday, and that's when
Yeah.
they. Okay, okay.
Or I mean, or he could be being punished, but he also doesn't complain about it, which is the other thing.
Right,
So he must be used to it, or that wasn't his first time down there.
right, yeah, something like that.
Um, Yeah, the bog though. Ew. I was gonna bring up that the forest scene too, with those red things.
Wait, which red things?
The ones that can take their heads off.
Oh, those, yeah, yeah.
Because it just looks so weird.
It is so weird.
Uh,
So very extremely weird.
but I can't imagine that like when it came out, people are like, "Holy shit, they're doing! How are they doing this?" You know what I mean? Like just being
Right.
so over the top.
Yeah, I imagine more so when this came out, people were in the theaters and were like, "What are we watching? Why did we buy tickets?"
Yeah, what was? I wonder how they promoted it. Was it like, was David Bowie like the main selling point of the movie?
He would have had to have been, I imagine,
Or
because
was
Well, I think it's probably a combination of both. Because Dark Crystal came out before this, I believe,
Mhm.
and like there's the Muppets and all that stuff first too.
Yeah, so
So
it
it's got to
couldn't
be
have
like a
been
half thing.
it couldn't have been just Jim Henson's name. They're like, oh, it's another Jim Henson movie, or it's George Lucas is part of this, or you know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting idea to bring up is how did they market this film? Because it's so weird. It's like it almost feels like it like inspired Guillermo del Toro.
Oh,
If you kind of
okay.
get what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Like he watched this movie and he's like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, because he likes all the freaks.
He does the same sort of stuff, just a little bit more refined, shall
Yeah,
we say.
and a lot like more adult too. It's very like adult theme, like love and shit is like always behind the story,
Right,
or some
yeah.
sort of like bigotry. There's always some sort of like.
Yeah, some sort of thing going on.
What do you think
It's
about the
true.
characters?
Yeah, I agree with you that Didymus is my favorite. I like the little worm guy too. Who's like, "Oh, it's a good thing you didn't go that way, because otherwise she would have gone right to the that awful castle."
Oh, yeah, right from the beginning, she's all fucked up.
And then the worm's also insistent that she comes in for dinner. That character's probably my second favorite, and then Ludo, then Hoggle after that,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, I would
Um,
agree. I would agree with that. I like
yeah,
the worm had like that cool accent, which was
yeah,
weird
yeah,
because nobody else had an accent.
right. Except
Well,
David Bowie.
yeah, except for David Bowie.
Yeah. The scene at the end's cool too, where they're in like the poster that she has next to her bed with all the staircases winding and stuff like that. At the very end, that part's really cool.
Oh,
It's very weird but very cool.
I had a question about that staircase scene,
Okay.
but now I can't remember what the fuck it was. Damn it.
It's raining outside now. Felt that was important for you to know, Ricky.
It was supposed to be raining here all day. It looks fine to me. I don't know.
It's been on and off here, so
Damn it.
you should have.
There was something about that scene that was kind of weird.
With the stair scene or what?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
because he sings the song. Oh, I think this was part of it. So he's singing the song throughout her walking through the stairs. Is he like? Does he like her? Does he want to be with Sarah?
That's what it seems like.
Because
That's what it seems like.
there's also that scene where it's like a ball, which I feel like it always happens in movies, or at least it did.
Yeah.
They show the character and she's got like this fucking crazy beautiful dress on. Got my fingers stuck in spring. uh,
How'd you lose your finger, Ricky?
yeah,
Oh, I gotta cut off in a microphone during a podcast.
microphone spring, chopped it off. Yeah, so she has like this big dress on. Everybody's dancing. Of course, they all have like masks on, whatever. But like, he's like not seducing her, but is he like?
That's what it seems like, though.
Yeah, he's like trying to bring her in.
That's
Maybe,
like part of the movie that like is just so weird and makes me slightly uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah, because they
Yeah.
also don't know her age.
I think they say she's 15.
Oh, she's 15.
That's what I thought they said.
Oh, I didn't think they
Hang,
said her age. I must have
hang
missed
on,
that.
let me check. Um,
I
Jennifer
wouldn't doubt it.
Connelly was only 14 years old when she stepped into the role of 16-year-old Sarah. Okay, she's 16.
Oh, damn.
But how old was? Hang on.
He was infinite.
How old was? I threw my mouse off my desk. Hang on.
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna guess David Bowie at the time of filming 20. No, he's 31. And I have no idea how old he is when he died, or how old he would be today, or when he was born. I know nothing. Just a guess. I'm saying.
Bowie was 39 when the movie came out.
What? What the fuck? He doesn't look that old at all.
No.
Holy shit. I feel like I look like I'm 39.
No, because I thought when I first met you, I thought you were like my age. So.
Mm-hmm. I am. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you just turned 20 the other day.
yeah, I just had my birthday party.
Down at the good old
Down at the
abandoned Chuck E.
dump.
Cheese.
Down at the old garbage dump. Dude. Okay, so he was old as shit.
Yeah,
That's
and
wild.
she was supposed to be 16.
Yeah, that makes it really weird. Why did they do that? Because
I don't know.
so at the end he's like singing this song or whatever about like being with her or something. He makes like some sort of comment about being with her.
Right.
So I wonder maybe his whole intention was he was gonna have a family. Like he brings her into the goblin kingdom.
World. Yeah.
Whatever. She becomes his wife, bride, whatever, and then they take the baby and they raise it as their own.
I mean, that could be. That gives a lot more darkness to the film,
Yeah, it
even
makes it
though
a
it's
lot
already a
weirder.
film. Even though it's already a film about child abduction.
It really is, dude.
It's such it's such a strange movie, but when you sit down and watch it, it's such like a family friendly film for the most part.
Yeah.
It's really weird talking about it because it gets so much weirder talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But watching it on its own, it's just this kind of fun family adventure. It's very strange.
That's
'Cause-
exactly how you take it too. You're just like, oh, this is just a family, oh, it's
Right.
fun, it's ha ha ha. Like, oh, look at these fantastical things. But
'Cause,
when
like-
you break it down, it's like, oh, it's kind of insidious almost.
Because what other movies are there really like that? Like, maybe Willy Wonka's kind of like that.
Oh, that
'Cause-
comes off as a kids movie, but it's like dark.
Yeah, because there aren't too many like that. Because like Willy Wonka, you sit down normally, you watch like okay, and then you would like actually think about it, and you're like, yeah, he's like
He's killing those kids.
killing and deforming these kids in his chocolate factory, and you're like, to determine who's gonna
Take it over, right?
take it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know about that.
All right. So at the end of the movie, there's two things that stood out to me. One, I feel they used to do this all the time in movies, and it's like the resolution or whatever. Like, it's always the main character just being like, "Oh, I need to grow up." So it's her sitting at that desk, and she's like, taking all of her fantasy stuff down. She's got that
Right.
book,
Mm-hmm.
and she goes to put it in the drawer. The dad, so she's supposed to be babysitting the baby. Like, that was the whole
Mhm.
thing. The dad, you can hear him go, "Sarah, are you home?" Like, where the fuck else would she be? The whole point was for her to watch the kid. Of course she's fucking home. What do you mean? So
That's one thing that never occurred to me.
I heard that, I was cracking up because I was like, "What the fuck?" Of course she is. Whatever. So that goes on, and she's talking or whatever, talking to herself, or she sees what's his name in the mirror behind her.
Mhm.
Then she turns around and they're all there, and it's like a big party, right? So,
Right, yeah.
so
Yeah, it's this big party thing.
even like the bad guys were there, and she's like laughing it up, and they're like having a great time. Why?
My almost explanation for that like doesn't come from the movie, but like the ending can be interpreted as like she will always have those memories forever, the good and the bad from her childhood sort of thing. And that's
Okay.
kind of like David Bowie, as much as like a creep he can be, it's almost the idea that he like her like falling in love and stuff like that and growing up, she's kind of running away from,
Mm-hmm.
but she's realizing that she needs to, even though it seems like a bad thing, it's not that bad actually, or something like that. That'd be my interpretation of like kind of trying to break down what that ending is.
Yeah. I just
But
feel like that was such a common like theme or like motif that they would do in movies at the end. It was always like a big
happy
party or something.
party
Mm-hmm.
thing, yeah. I'm trying to think of what other ones there are that do that. I don't know,
Especially like not kids movies, but movies that are like
like family movies.
yeah, or like that have that coming of age, like I need to grow up. It's time to put my toys away, sort of like. Even that's not what
Right.
happens in real life either. Especially now, like I'm surrounded by toys. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh,
never. Yeah, that
I've
doesn't.
got popped right there.
Yeah, that doesn't leave you. That's not something that you just put away and you go, I'm too good for toys now. You take that shit forever because that's what you're into. But I
Right,
feel
yeah,
like
but that was 1986.
yeah. So at the time they were like, hey, there's like a very, you hit 16 and this shit's over. It's time to get a job, and you got to grind numbers from now on,
It's
and you got to
kind of
pay the
time to get a,
mortgage.
yeah, start smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, it's time to start smoking those cigs. Um, so all right. So what did you think? What did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? What'd you think?
I do like this movie a lot. Talking about it, it's a weird film. It's
Mm-hmm.
so bizarre when you actually sit and think about it. But like taking that side out of it and ignoring it, I really enjoy this movie a lot. Definitely think it's a lot of fun.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah, I like it. I mean, besides the parts that freak me out, they've always freaked me out.
Hmm.
So there's nothing new there. But yeah, talking about it is fucking weird.
Yeah.
When you really like think about it, it's weird. Um, but that there is a very special time when that kind of like fantasy movie could exist. I don't think that you couldn't replicate that, especially with puppets.
Yeah, you can't do that today. The only thing that comes closest to that they've done today is probably The Force Awakens with all the practical stuff they did,
Mm-hmm.
where you see all that sort of stuff. Otherwise, like nobody else has really touched that sort of thing
Yeah,
since like those stuff. So it really is a movie from a bygone era
yeah.
of like filmmaking, which is really cool to actually sit down and watch something that is that sort of special thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
feel about it. So you want to rank this little
Yeah,
boy?
let's rank it. First, we shall rank once it comes up on my screen as it loads. We shall rank the Amazon Prime now available ranking list. So this movie was on Amazon Prime. That's where we watched it. And the only other thing on the list right now is Catherine Upside Down. So where does Labyrinth end up on the now available Amazon Prime list?
Buddy, we got ourselves a new number one.
Number one, baby. Labyrinth is number one on the Amazon Prime now available list. Yeah. So,
What a heavy contender list right here. Full
hmm
of bangers. Catherine
full of
Upside Down
bangers.
and Labyrinth.
hmm Well, that's not all we have to rank today, Ricky. Because for those of you who don't know, we break down the movies and rank them in three different ways. We break it down by the streaming service we watched it on. Next, we go to, once it loads, every single film we've watched that year and we rank them. Right now,
Woo!
we've got at number 5, Catherine Upside Down. Number 4, Conan the Barbarian. Number 3, White Mile. Number 2, Taxi Driver. And number 1, The Prince of Persia. Ricky, where are you thinking about leading Labyrinth 2.
This one's interesting. I like this one.
Hmm.
I would put it below Taxi Driver as kind of like a buffer between movies that are good and movies that are just shit. You know what I mean? Like, I like it at number 3. I think it's a good separator because it is weird and that kind of brings it down, but it is like pretty special. We're never gonna see something like that again. Up. You know what I mean? How do you
Hmm.
feel?
I I think it should go right at number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. So we
You know,
have
wowee.
so we have a standstill right here of where this film should go. You think it should go below Taxi Driver. I think it should go above Prince of Persia.
I am easily persuaded.
You're easily persuaded.
And now that I'm really looking at it, do I like this movie more than Prince of Persia? No. But
No, you don't like it more than Prince of
but
Persia.
but Prince of Persia is very cookie cutter. This is not. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
So I appreciate it for that. So on that alone, I think it is better than Prince of Persia. In that aspect, it's better. So I could put it at number 1. I could.
Number 1? Is that where we're going with it?
I like that at number 1. Yeah.
Number 1.
It's a
So
special list.
right now, the ranking goes: number 5, Catherine Upside Down; number 4, Conan the Barbarian. I'm saying it wrong. Number 4, White Mile; number 3, Taxi Driver; number 2, Prince of Persia; and number 1, Jim Henson's Labyrinth.
Number 1. He was
And
number
then
1. Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. Yep. Now let's see, where is this other thing I need to open up? My printer's making noises next to me. You can shut off, please. Unless somebody's printing.
Just turn it off.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's printing. So I don't know why this didn't open yet. So the final way we rank our movies. Number 3, we rank them on an all-time master list, winner takes all, movie greatest of all time list. So right now, as it stands, number 5, Catherine Upside Down; number 4, Conan the Barbarian; number 3, White Mile; number 2, Taxi Driver; number 1, Prince of Persia. Are we gonna do a repeat of the 2020 list and put Labyrinth at number 1 all time for the now available films?
Yeah, we could put it at number 1.
Number 1? Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, because that one's gonna get fucking wild.
It's gonna get crazy.
Yeah. So even if I were to say like, yeah, put it between Taxi Driver and 1 Mile, eventually that wouldn't be a buffer anymore. You know what I mean? That
Right,
wouldn't be
exactly.
The middle tier.
It would change drastically. Now, for our new viewers, if there are any who've made it this far into this particular show,
Welcome.
God bless you all.
Welcome to this.
So each and every week, this month is a little different, but we randomly select a movie that we will watch next week from a particular streaming service. But we're in October, so we've got these Halloween movies we're watching. Ricky doesn't know any that are on the list. There are 9 remaining. We started last week with Labyrinth, and now we shall go numbers 1 through 9 and determine which Halloween movie we shall be coming back and watching next week, all of which are available on some sort of streaming service, which you can definitely find and watch with us and come back and we'll talk about it. Also, if you have any questions for us about a particular movie, you should send us a comment or a message or anything.
Send me a letter by owl.
Send Ricky a letter by owl. Send me a letter by pigeon, and we shall get that done. So, let us see what we're watching next week.
Come on, Daddy, give me something good.
Is it going? Is it moving?
All right,
7. Number 7. Let us see what number 7 is. Once I can open my document. Number 7. I actually just watched this movie.
Son of a bitch. What is it?
We are turning to Disney Plus
Okay.
for The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, hell yeah! I haven't watched
So
that movie in forever. That's awesome.
it's on Disney Plus, people. So you watch that, you come back next week, and we'll talk about it.
This list of
So
yours is really the gift that keeps giving. You know
it
what I mean?
really is. It really is. There's some good stuff on there.
The Haunted
Uh,
Mansion. Oh my god, I love Eddie Murphy, dude. This is gonna be awesome.
yeah. So that leaves 8 more possibilities over the next 2 weeks that we can get. Some of which are really interesting. Some of which probably not. But we shall see.
Probably not.
Uh, if you like this, subscribe down below, comment, let us know what you think. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Howard AK88 and Starroom Studios, and you can find Ricky at.
Ritz Khalifa on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.tv.
Very nice, Ricky. Very nice. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Nope. That was fun.
Nope. Nope.
I'm
Okay,
excited.
well-
I'm excited for this. I really do like this list. I like that. I have no idea what they're like.
I definitely think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like that
'Cause
because you picked them, so I really have no idea. Like,
hmm
if it's on Amazon or Netflix or whatever, I could kind of guess. I can go through, sort it out. But I like that. I have no idea. It's very fun.
Yeah. So this has been Now Available, episode 6. Next week we'll be back with episode 7 with Haunted Mansion from Disney Plus. Until then.
Bye.